Hey guys, it's Graham here coming with another RC YouTube video, and today I'm going to go over the best beginner RC and why. Stay tuned, you're not going to want to miss this one, guys. Now I know you're probably thinking, Graham, you titled the video the best RC a beginner could buy and you have a two-wheel drive Slash sitting on the table. What are your thoughts? Alright, well let me first off start off by saying this is probably one of the most easy RCs to work on. I had to learn a lot about working on this thing in the first probably 2 or 3 weeks of owning it. There's this pin that is inside the transmission, the only weak part of the transmission, might I add, that kept on shearing off. Just kept on shearing off, and I didn't understand what I was doing wrong. I had to continuously break down the transmission. I ended up finding an upgrade part out of the 272R transmission. I threw that in, and the transmission lasted me probably a year and a half before I ended up switching to the 272R Traxxas Slash transmission. And ever since then, I haven't looked back. But this is the most reliable RC you can probably get your hands on. Not to mention most capable. You can do so much with this platform. You can turn it into a drift car like what I've done. You can make it rock crawl like what I've done in other videos. It's awesome, you know. You can do speed runs with it like I've done in other videos. It's perfect. I have this set up to go around 52 miles an hour, and that's absolutely perfect for me. It's not even really meant to go fast. Like I said, I have this set up more for drifting, you know. I have 500K diff fluid in the transmission. You can also run many different batteries in this car. Anything from Traxxas 3S, Traxxas 2S's to off-brand Hoovu batteries with TRX connectors. I went ahead and jacked mine up a little bit and threw on a Proline Toyota Tundra body. And underneath, it's a pretty much bone stock Slash. So you have the bone stock VXL motor, Millennium, and the Millennium 3S. And I do have a aftermarket servo, which I'm not sold on. It's alright. It's definitely faster and stronger, but I think I'm going to end up getting the 2075X, which is what I have in my drift car actually right now, the Fortec. But I kid you not, guys, when I say this car doesn't really have that many weak spots, it really doesn't. Yes, you break caster blocks, alright? That's like the little steering thing right there. You break those every once in a while, and sometimes you break the part that's connected to it. This part right here. But besides that, I mean, you can upgrade that to metal. I prefer to have the plastic for durability reasons. It bends a little bit, especially with as hot as it gets. I don't want something else to break, if you know what I mean, you know, because there's always a weak spot. You upgrade something to metal, there's always another weak spot somewhere. So I have this Slash pretty bone stock. I even have the stock drive shafts. And I have broken a couple of those drive shafts using these wheels, but if I'm running just normal Slash wheels, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. Even on 3S, fully pinned, drifting, doesn't matter. So like I mentioned, I have my Slash set up for drifting. Some people set them up for bashing, some people set them up for rock crawling. I've even seen some street builds where they lower the Slash and put an on-road body on it and make it go 100 miles an hour. So these things are really capable, and the reason that I really highly suggest you to start with the two-wheel drive is there's less moving components, and it's really, really easy to work on. Like I said, I was able to figure out how to tear down that transmission in probably a couple of days and put it back together. And you know I was scared when it was apart, you know, that it wasn't going to go back together, but there's countless videos on YouTube showing you how it all goes back together. Let me know if you guys want a transmission video. I can definitely tear apart the new 272R transmission that I have and show you guys the internals. Another thing that I really like about the Slash is just how easy it is to use and operate. It really is easy. All you have to do is plug and play. You charge the battery with the Traxxas ID charger. It tells you when it's fully charged. You don't have to set anything. You go out, you put it in your car, you start ripping. I would say the only necessity that you have to do to this car is probably throw that 272R pin in that transmission, because you will shear those off. This is like a 20-year-old design, this transmission. It's used for brushed motors. It's fine for brush motors, you know, like my Stampede has the same exact pin in there and I've never broken it. But it's also not going 55 miles an hour. And you know Traxxas and even other brands have multiple aftermarket parts for this thing. I have Pro Line body mounts on. I have an Apex front light bar. And I have some hot racing shocks in the rear and the front. Some people ask me why my truck's tooted. It's actually because I have the incorrect shocks in the front. I have bigger shocks in the front than the rear, so it kind of sits like a freaking North Carolina squat, you know? Them Carolina squat boys. But since shocks are expensive and I don't really have the money for the shocks, the specific shocks that I want right now, they work fine. And the shocks that I do want, I'm going to make them super stiff anyway because, like I said, I like to drift. So I'm probably going to add 60 weight fucking shock fluid in there anyway. They're plenty cushy and stiff enough. Definitely tell that the fronts are a lot bigger though. Alright guys, well I talked about what my Slash is capable of and what I set it up to do. How about I show you guys? You guys ready? Now let's see how we do on the street. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this type of video, definitely leave a like. I haven't made one of these videos in a while. It's definitely long overdue. I'm not good at talking in front of the camera, but I'm trying to get better. If you guys want to see more content like this, definitely let me know. You gotta leave a like though. You gotta let me know in the comments too. All right, let's see what the Slash can do on road. You ready? This is what I set it up for. Roll back. Almost hit that cone, but I didn't. Roll back. Alright guys, that's going to go ahead and conclude my Slash video for today. If you guys enjoy, definitely leave a like. Like I said, I'm not good at making content like this, so I'm going to definitely try and get better. and make more. But those are a couple of reasons why I think the two-wheel drive Slash is one of the best beginner cars. If you don't own a Slash and you're already into RC, you should definitely still get one. It's just one of those staple RCs, you know? One of those staple RCs. Of course, you can always go with something like the Armacentin, or I know Losi makes a short course truck as well. I can't remember the name of it. But I gotta tell you what, the parts, the aftermarket for this is just nuts. And you can literally call Traxxas if you have a problem with it. So I definitely suggest it, guys. Definitely check out Traxxas.com. I mean, look at that. You can set these trucks up for anything. This truck did not do that out of the box. Not even close.